is up, YouTube? So, I have made many and many of videos that I have not uploaded or shared yet. Um, and for my few followers, um, I have been away for a while. I don't even know. I'm still filming on my phone. There we go. You might be able to see me now. So it's been a while, like over a year or so. I do remember, if I'm not mistaken, because I haven't even looked at my own page. I've been super busy with a lot. So the last vehicle that I had was my Ranger, and I'm gonna again try to keep this short and sweet, as I say with all my videos. So let's just run through it. Had my Ranger. I had a wreck. I flipped it on coming around a blind corner on a trail system, a local trail system. There was a couple of vehicles in the way. You know, yes, there were some Jeeps, but you know, I'm not trying to sound whatever double one-sided or however the meaning is. You know, like they were in the middle of the road, taking up the whole road, but it is what it is. You know, they didn't even stop to see if I was okay. But I'm going to try and leave it at that because I love everybody that off roads, almost everybody. People that don't take up the whole road, and people that actually stop and check on you when they cause the accident. So, long story short, I even got a buddy with me. We flip it. From what I was told, I had an option. I could go left off a ravine, or I could go right into an embankment. I hit the embankment, which you know is up. So when I hit it, I rolled. Instead of a barrel roll, I did like a horizontal driver's side roll. And from what I gather from people that were riding with us, because some people stayed with us and some people uh, chased down the people that caused it, and you know, kind of taught them a lesson on driver's etiquette. Um, I'm going to leave that at that. But they taught them a really good lesson. So once I gather myself up off the ground, throw all my parts in the back of my Ranger, put the fire out that started because it was upside down and leaking fuel and stuff everywhere. Me and my buddy did all this with me not knowing the whole time, because adrenaline pumping, me not knowing the whole time that my collarbone is sticking up. Not out of my skin, but sticking up. So, long story short, it's hot. It's still hot. Boy, the southern humidity, it can be 88 degrees out here and feel like it's 110. And it can be 110 and you're wrapped in a heating blanket. That's wet. So, anyways, I wrecked my Ranger. I did piece it back together. You know, I say piece. I did rebuild it and traded it. And I'm not sure, but I might have put in my last video that I ended up getting a Razor Trail S1000. Loved it. You know, drove the wheels off of it for, you know, probably about 6, 7 months. If you follow the channel, I'm not one that really keeps stuff too long. Um, I'm the opposite of pay cash for everything. I've been fortunate my whole life and chose a good career, and I trained for it and I went to school for it and stuff of that nature. So, you know, even through the times we're going through now, I have been fortunate enough to be able to raise my family to where they don't really need anything, and raise them right to where they don't really want anything. So their wants and needs are pretty much even, you know. And I've kind of kept on, I guess, per se, purchasing vehicles. So I got rid of the Trail S, and if you can see, again, I'm on a phone. I'm going to probably be on a phone for a while. I just can't seem to pay the prices. right after me just saying, oh, well, I only keep a machine about 6 months to a year and then I trade it in. I usually keep it at least a minimum of a year. If anybody knows how credit works, you can't just start trading stuff in every couple of months. Stuff stays on there for a while, so it's at least a minimum of a year to 2 years. The trail I didn't keep that long just cause my family started bugging me. Not bugging me, but once they rode in a Razor, it kind of changed. Nothing against the Ranger. I love the Rangers, but this is what I got as a 24. Um, I just stripped the decals off because I'm about to do tribals. I'm gonna start trying different decals. I have a thing with all Razors look the same. They either change the color or maybe the wheels. But the only difference between the premium, which don't get me wrong, I like the premium, but I wanted the white. I have a thing with, I don't like black. I'm over black vehicles. Um, just for the sheer fact that it shows everything. The first time you take a black vehicle through the woods and come out, it's scratched all to you know what. But you go down a dusty road and come back, and I know it's not all about the looks, I get it. But since I don't keep these that long, I try to keep them in pristine shape. So when I do trade them in, I actually get a pretty much what I paid at that time, or sometimes I get a little extra. I have a killer dealership. They treat me good. I've bought like 6 machines from them. Everything from four-wheelers to side-by-sides, which is pretty much, all you can get for Polaris. I mean, you could get an Indian motorcycle, which is still Polaris now, or a slingshot. Um, I'm not too keen on slingshots, though. I looked at one. I almost bought one. I drove it around for the weekend. Just, I don't know, man. I'd rather have a Harley than a slingshot. That's just me. That's just my preference and my own opinion. To each their own. I'm not hating on them. They are cool as shit and they're fast. And I'm glad they got rid of the Chevy Ecotec motor and ended up doing their own 2-liter motor, which they feature in the Pro R. That's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I went with a 2024 Razor XP 1004, the White Lightning. I love it. I've had it for about 4 months now. I did have to put it in the shop for a little bit due to the good old drive shafts, or as they call prop shafts, that Polaris still has a balancing issue with. I don't understand. Y'all put all this work into this 24 model, stiffening it up, doing this, more horsepower, the one-piece frame, all the stuff y'all did, Polaris, but you still got them that weak drive line. Y'all did the clutches, basically the pro clutches or the turbo clutches or something. Don't quote me on that, but I know they did the upgrade on the clutches. These damn things are huge. Of course, y'all have probably seen them. If you haven't seen them, they're enormous. And even with the clutch cover off, because I blow my clutches out about every probably honestly like 2 or 3 rides, because I ride this on the street too, because now in Georgia statewide you can excuse me, you can register and drive it on county roads everywhere. I've drove this thing to take the kids to go get ice cream, like no joke, through the drive-through. I've drove it to get freaking Chick-fil-A. So anyways, I'm back. It's just one of those slow processes. I know I've had my channel for a while. I've got a bunch of old stuff on there. I never really got to make a review on the Razor Trail, which is a phenomenal machine. If anybody's looking at getting into a 1000 and doesn't really want a full-size 1000, something to play with and learn from, work your way up, man. You don't have to keep something. You can trade in and finance, and as long as you figure it out in a couple of years, you really haven't wasted money. Just like, people say it's a waste of money. You know, you're basically renting the machine or something like that. But if you get, because you can't test drive these things, you know, and just because a buddy lets you rip it down the road or maybe borrow it for the day, it's not going to still tell you anything. You need at least 500 to 1,000 miles of your butt in the seat driving. You need to drive in all different conditions. You need to drive in all different situations. You need to get this thing bound up and teetering to where it actually scares you. You need to go ahead and get that stuff out of you. You don't need to be fresh and in the woods doing stuff that you've never done before. I've seen so many people that buy these things, just like motorcycles. They buy these things and they take them out first time, first couple of trips or first trip, and they end up flipping it, or they end up rolling it, or they end up doing something to it because they have no experience with them whatsoever. Like, I feel like I was smart. I didn't go buy a brand new turbo right off the rip just cause, ooh, it's a turbo. Turbos are great, but they're not really good for where we ride. They're not good, to me, for trail riding and rock crawling and stuff. Anything you have to wait on your power, to me, no. The naturally aspirated is perfectly fine. I can pull out of my yard and mat this thing, and it would boil the tires if I wanted to. Do I do that? No, because that whole instant traction will warp your drive shafts, as they told me, till they found out that my drive shafts were just simply unbalanced. But there's a term for it that Polaris uses, to where if you run around spinning your tires all the time and catching traction and trying to climb a hill in two-wheel drive just because you can make it, doesn't mean you should do it. That's why they have four-wheel drive. So now, if I'm off-road, even on a gravel road, I got it in four-wheel drive all the time, or all-wheel drive. If you are a Polaris person, their system is totally different. It is all-wheel drive. It is not four-wheel drive. It selects the wheel that is spinning and puts power to that wheel through a magnetic system. So, anyways, I'm back. I may actually do like a snippet little picture if I can add it in on this. If not, you'll see my decals the next time around. It's been so hot here lately, we haven't really been riding. There is a point to where we just choose to go out on the boat or stay in the swimming pool or something because it gets so hot. And y'all already know how these razors are, unless you have air conditioning, which is a huge shout out to the Expedition. I did ride in one of those, and those are pretty badass. They got a lot of work to do. That's going to take Polaris R&D. It's going to take them probably 2-3 more years to get it figured out, at least. Because look how long it took them to completely redesign the Razor. What, a decade? So I can foresee them getting smart and maybe slapping a turbo on that Expedition. Maybe the General. The General needs some love. They took the love away from the General, come out with this Expedition, and don't get me wrong, the Expedition's sweet, man. It is sweet. I could foresee me getting one day. But they're going to have to, like I said, do a lot of work. They're going to have to quieten that baby down. And they're going to have to give it some power. They basically just took an enclosed cab and stuck it on that, which is cool because the Razor platform's awesome. But the Razor platform is built for the Razor. They need to give the Expedition its own platform. And like I said, either slap a turbo on it, or they need to put the Pro R. Come on, put that 2-liter on there. Give it some pep. But other than that, thank y'all all thank whoever is still around. Like I said, I'm still here. I'm back. I just don't have the time like everybody to put in the YouTube. If I could make as much money instantly as I make now doing what I do for a living, then by all means, I'd jump right into it. But everybody knows, plus I've been watching YouTube long enough, these people, I mean, certain ones, there's about the top 3 or 4 on YouTube, and y'all know who I'm talking about. Uh, I'm not going to say names because I'm not trying to get notoriety for them. But you got your big buff dudes with the beards that probably look like me. You got your old farmer boy that likes to blow stuff up. You know, you got your certain ones that they started out literally either selling cars or blowing stuff up on their parents' farm. And look at them now. They're balling. They are masters of their trade. They're masters of what they do. They're the masters of YouTube. And some of them kind of came from money. I don't mean mommy and daddy money. I just mean some people kind of already came with a backing. I don't have a backing whatsoever. Um, I have good support through Polaris as far as they send me stuff for my members in my off-road club, and also Advanced Coatings. They're another company, American-made product company made here in America. American everything. Um, they kind of have a backing with me, nothing big. I've just stayed in touch with them throughout the years and constantly used their products. Um, I do give a shout out to them if y'all are looking for a great off-road product. And again, they don't back me whatsoever. They gave me here recently a giveaway to give away to someone in our group just to do one. All I did was ask them personally, and they came through. Other than that, they don't give me anything to endorse them. I just believe they have a good product, and I love supporting American-made products. Um, I just have a thing with American-made products. It's kind of time that we start supporting our own stuff and our own economy a little bit more. Um, I feel like if we start doing that as a whole, prices will come down, stuff will become more readily available, and we won't be depending so much on other places to make our goods for us. So with that said, y'all have a amazing morning, evening, whatever time it is that you're watching this. What do they say? Subscribe, uh, click that like button, and turn on the notifications for when I start rolling these videos out. Again, it's not really our riding season. We really try to ride when it cools off, more towards the fall and winter, or like night rides. We might do like 2 a.m. night rides and stuff when it's nice and cool and we can actually relax and enjoy ourselves. But other than that, peace.